to get, it's time to get, it's time to get up. Yeah. It's time to get moving. It's time to get up. Yeah. It's time to get moving. Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm here today to settle a debate once and for all. I don't know who started this daggone lie. I don't know who voted this in as a general rule of thumb. But I'm here to tell you, yes, there is such a thing as a stupid question, okay? Now, I know. Some of y'all are like, no, Allison, there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is the question that's not asked. Shoot. You ever been in a meeting, a classroom, a conversation, and suddenly a question is asked that's so ridiculous, so mind-numbingly obvious, that you actually lose faith in humanity for a second? And then, it show all over your face. Now, normally, I consider myself an understanding person. I believe in learning. I believe in helping people grow. But there are some times when I hear a question and my soul, it just leaves my body and it takes my facial expression with it. I hear words that are just plain dumb, and then I'm telling myself, fix your face. Fix your face! So yes, some questions are, in fact, stupid. And you never know when it's going to happen either. You don't see it coming until the words are fully out of somebody else's mouth. And suddenly, you just want to fight. So that's why I'm here, y'all, to help us master the art of not letting people know that their questions are stupid. So we are filling up on our patience and empathy this morning. Because let's be honest, their questions aren't going to get any smarter. But we can rise above, y'all. So wake up and laugh with me, because by the time you get your first stupid question of the day, you'll be ready to handle it with grace. Or at least a deep sigh that forced a smile. Today's episode is all about investing. Investing in our relationships, investing in our finances. And to help us do just that, we have the founder of Mind Over Money back with us today. Tremaine is in the building. I have questions for her that we're going to finish our conversation. And honestly, it may be stupid or not, but she better have some patience. I'm going to ask it anyway, okay? Because I want us to learn. So you can start practicing your patience face with Tremaine right after the break. It's More Laughing in the Morning.
Searching for higher education, a supportive network, and a place to make lifelong friendships? Say hello to Virginia Wesleyan University in Virginia Beach. Virginia Wesleyan is a must-see. To schedule a campus tour, go to vwu.edu/.
Good morning, good people. My name is Allison. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm Virginia's comedian. I'm the coolest cornball you'll ever meet. And I am everybody's hype girl. Hey! Because everybody deserves a good hype girl in their life. For real, I really believe that. And you know what else everybody deserves? Good relationships. People who pour into them, invest in them, and keep their cups full. That's what today's coffee talk is all about. Oh, and shout out to our sponsors, Black Please Coffee, because life is sweeter when your coffee is strong and your relationships are too. All right, so here, I want you to see this, okay? There's nothing inside of these two jars. Now listen, relationships are like a sugar jar. Every time you show up to support someone or to do something thoughtful, you are making a sweet deposit. A little sprinkle, a little love, and the more deposits you make, right? The more that you put into it, the sweeter the connection. But some of y'all out here not doing anything but making some withdrawals. Taking. That's why we got some empty jars. You got these NSF fees on your friendships. Overdraft notices on your love life. Come on now. And don't even get me started on the folks who think they can just show up and make one little sprinkle and expect to be the jar that's overflowing. Relationships don't work on splendor energy, okay? y'all hear me say splendor? Somebody like, what's splendor? Huh? Stay with me now, Dag. On the splendor. You get what I'm saying? They're artificial deposits. They don't count, okay? All right, so sugar deposits and withdrawals, that's the concept that we're doing today. So here I have these 2 cups, okay? So think of this one as, this is going to be our invested relationships, and this one is going to be our selfish relationships, invested and selfish. So here we got some sugar. This is real sugar because we have real props. I'm doing my own stunts. You see this? I'm doing my own stunts up in here. All right, we're going to make this plain. Okay. So every time that you check in on a friend, right? It's your friend. Every time you check in, that's a sugar deposit, right? Every time you support somebody's dream, shout out to everybody who has supported my dream. Shout out to everyone who is the supporter of another friend's dream. That's another deposit. Boom. Deposits. Sugar in here. And when you do it consistently, baby, that's how you show up and create a sweet relationships, right? So all these deposits, we're getting sweeter and sweeter in this jar over here, right? On the other hand, if you only call people when you need something, you forget about the birthdays, you forgot about your friends and they funny looking kids. I'm sorry, somebody kid just caught it straight, my bad, but you get what I'm saying. You do absolutely nothing for people and then you expect them to throw you a party when you're out here asking for favors, but don't ever return the energy. Y'all, that's a withdrawal. You don't have anything in here. You are already in the red and now you're taking. And that's a selfish relationship, right? That's why we're empty. And before you know it, you don't have anything in it. You just a dry, empty, clear, see-through relationship. No sweetness, just dry, crusty, a situation that is not producing anything. It's not sweet. Now, I ain't saying that you got to be out here giving all the sugar away, especially not for free. You don't got to just be willy-nilly with your sugar. But I am saying that some folks out here make extra generous deposits, which deposits are good, Shout out to the sugar daddies and the sugar mamas, okay? Mr. Willis and Miss Wilhelmina, I see you. Y'all understand the power of investment. I'm just trying to keep these young folks up here. I'm trying to get everybody here. Okay. But seriously, let's be real. They don't just drop off one little packet of sugar. They bring the whole bag. And, the more sugar, the better. Some of y'all need to take some notes. Sorry. I had a little flashback. When we are making these sweet investments, when we are depositing, that's what takes these relationships and make them meaningful. So today's intention is simple. All right. So let's say this together. I will invest in my relationships. It's simple. I will make sure that I'm depositing more than I'm withdrawing. Because when you put in the extra effort, like when you consistently show up, support, and pour into people, you create these sweet, lasting connections that will always come back to bless you. So go out there today. Make sure that you're adding some sugar into somebody's life. And if you're feeling real generous, you could drop off a whole bag. You got to think of it as not wasted, but as a way to sweeten the relationship. Seriously, that's your call to action. All right. Name at least one relationship that you can invest in today. Who can you call? Who can you reach out to? Who can you check in on? Who can you send a gift card to just because? Who can you send a written card? Some of y'all ain't written in a long time. Come on now. You will receive a return on your investment. It's your friend. You're in a relationship. Why would you not want to? And that reciprocity, that's real. Check in on somebody. And so if this really, bless you, if you felt like she right, I do have some sugar I want to give and I don't have anybody to give it to. We here in the More Laughing family actually may be taking applications for sugar. You are looking for a baby to sugar. Okay, I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. We're not out here doing that. We're just out here making people laugh. But I do want you to think about investing in your relationship today. Make that be an intention, okay? And so now let's shift from investing in relationships. How about we talk about investing in our finances? Because right after the break, we're diving into part 2 of an interview from last week. So if you missed it, I had the amazing Tremaine Wills in the studio. And let's just say she was getting me together on what I needed to be doing to improve my financial life by this time next year. And I'm definitely trying to do that, especially because I need some more sugar, And if you are ready to make your money work for you, stay with us. This episode is just for you today. The More Laughing in the Morning show will be right back in the moment.
Searching for higher education, a supportive network, and a place to make lifelong friendships? Say hello to Virginia Wesleyan University in Virginia Beach. Virginia Wesleyan is a must-see. To schedule a campus tour, go to vwu.edu/.
I want to know, what was do you remember, or can you kind of talk about what were the flags, so to speak, that let you know, oh, wait, my mindset is not right? I go back to thinking you were a part of this journey with me when I decided to take a position at a bank. So I'm in a C-suite level role as an executive at a bank. So I'm hanging out and I'm doing investor relations, raising money. And I remember it first started for me, like my signals of realizing my mindset is not where I needed to be for where I'm trying to go. Because the first thing was, hey, go ask this organization for a couple $1 million for us. And I'm like, $1 million? I don't even know. Like, I really did not know where the comma went with the zeros. So I'm like, I'm going to ask for $1 million. I've never seen $1 million. So that was already, it just inserted the imposter syndrome piece, which is what resonates with me in your journey. Then there was, okay, so now I'm hanging out with them because we're working together, these people that have acquired wealth, and just how they were approaching problems or would respond to something. Or they're like, oh, did you see, everybody's phone is pinging with the same type of information. Did you notice the such and such? I'm like, oh, I'm not even tapped into that. Did you see that latest vlogger? You know what I mean? Or so there was things in the social lives of people who were in living these lifestyles that I wanted to live, that I realized, oh, I don't think like that. I've never heard of that. I don't know what to do with that. Maybe I need to get more information. That was like my ting. My mindset is off. What for you, like, was there a moment or a time where you just realized over time?
So similar, right? And it wasn't quite the pings on the phones, but it was being in rooms and feeling uncomfortable because I didn't have experience coming into the room. So we would be in rooms with clients and I'm listening to the conversations and I'm like, outside of reading this in the textbook, I have never experienced this. And so there was this sense of, am I less than? Because my family don't talk about this. And I did not like that feeling. It was just, I may not know it, but after me, everybody that's around me is going to know it. And that was kind of the shift where it was like, I don't want anybody else to feel inferior going into a room that just because you don't come from the context of the conversation doesn't mean you can't become confident in the context of that room. So I think that's what the shift was for me, was like, you got to get over this hurdle of what you're comfortable with. Because, I mean, by nature, I'm an athlete. So I'm competitive, right? And so I excel in learning new concepts and like mastering and all that good stuff. So like on paper, look, you can't beat me. But in my own head, there was just this nagging that kind of was like, don't nobody around you do this. How you gonna do this? Who gonna teach you how to do it? Because also there were like these barriers. I didn't have the formal mentorship or just, the person that kind of was like, hey, let me pull you along and show you. So all of that kind of just kept piling up. But I was like, if somebody's around me, they're gonna know what to do. So that kind of was the shift that was like, I'm gonna figure this out. Because there have been so many people who, even though they might not have come from wealth, they poured what they had into me. And so I just wanted to be able to return that.
Okay, so with the mindset, how then would you say how does mindset play a role in investing?
it goes back to confidence and having at least a level of understanding of what investing is. So I think for a lot of us,
That's good. Can we level set with investing? Because it's like a verb and an adverb or a noun, right?
Now.
Because it's an action. Because you can invest.
And you can have investments.
And you can have investments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So an investment is just when you put money into an asset with the expectation that it is going to go up in value, right? That's it. Now, there's all kinds of investments. You can invest in stocks. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in art, right? Just the commonality across it all is that I'm going to put money here, and when I come back to this, it should be worth more. That's it. And so I think for many of us, because we see all of the different ways that you can invest, it immediately becomes overwhelming, and you're like, I don't know if I could do this. And we become afraid. And by nature, when we don't have confidence to execute, a lot of us run the opposite way. And so we lack the confidence in our ability to figure stuff out, and we don't try. So I think like when we know what investing is and we have an appropriate level of education about it, that's the winning combination where you can say, okay, I'm confident in my ability to figure stuff out. I've been figuring stuff out all my life.
And all my life I had to fight.
Okay? And when you match that with just a little bit of knowledge, you're making money.
Okay, so I understand what knowledge is, you know. Then there is mindset. So the knowledge is what I know about it. What is the mindset? Is it what I do with the information that I know, or is it more like so yeah? Yeah,
so mindset is it's a combination of things, right? It's what you do with the information that you know. It's your beliefs about yourself acting on the information too, right? So I think a lot of us, we might even go after the education, right? We'll watch the YouTube videos, we'll sign up for the courses, and you might even consume all of it. But then something in you is like, I don't know if I can actually do this. Or you'll revert back to old habits that will undo any progress that you've made. And if we don't check that before it becomes our nature, you get stuck in this pattern. And that's what happens to a lot of us, right? We'll, get a new degree and then get up into another pay bracket, but somehow still find ourselves with the same paycheck to paycheck struggles. Like, sis, you're making $40,000 more than you made 5 years ago. Why you still don't have no savings? Right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Tremaine. Okay.
But it's back to mindset, right? Because something in you is telling you that you might be making more money, but you ain't different. And so who are you to invest? Who are you to actually execute on the things you say you're going to do? So it goes back to this confidence and belief that you are this better version of, who you used to be, or that you can be the wealthy person you see. It's not, wealth is not just something that's for them over there. It's for you. And once you internalize that and you believe it, actions start to fall into alignment. So then you start downloading the Wall Street Journal apps and listening to the news that's coming on, and you start getting those pings too, because you believe and you identify with who that person is. And if we don't, then we don't change.
Okay, this is good, Tremaine. So when we're talking about, all right, so somebody is watching and they're like, I don't think I got the right mindset, but I'm ready, and I need to shift my mindset because I don't like the financial life that I'm living right now. I think it should be better for me, what have you. How then do we encourage them? Like, how do you support people with the tools to shift their mindset? Like, is it as simple? I mean, you could just wake up and say, I'm making the decision to think differently, but what other ways can we help someone develop a mindset of wealth building? Yeah, so first it is a decision, but then you have to match actions and create a routine that supports the decision you've made. So similar to how... Like getting up in the morning and watching the More Laughing in the Morning show. That ain't what you didn't think I was going there. That's a mindset shift. You get with us, we setting some intentions.
That is part of it though, right? Because, so, new year, new me. Everybody starts January 1, they're like, I'm working out.
Yeah.
I'm in the gym. So what you do, you get the gym membership, you buy some cute outfits because it make you feel good. You wake up a little bit earlier so you can get to the treadmill before everybody else, right? But all of those are habits and actions that support this new person you want to be. And so when we're talking about building wealth, okay, first you set the goals, get the budget, right? Make sure you have some apps to track the spending. What podcasts are you listening to? Who in your circle is talking about money? So making sure that the people around you also know, hey, this is the shift I'm trying to make, so they can stop asking you to go to the crab boil every Friday.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for Tremaine's. Why you keep coming for me? But you're right.
But because our relationships and our environment also shape,
Yeesh.
you know, what's going to happen in the future. And a lot of the sayings are cliche, where it's like, you know, you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around. And we might not want to believe it, but if you sit and you really think about it, you look just like everybody that's around you.
It stings for some of us. And for others, we like, you know what, this is good. You got to make a decision with that information. But you're right, because when I shifted variables in who was closest to my ear, then I can see my life shifting. I can see my dreams coming back. I can see different things and my children going in a different path when I shifted the relationships that I was in. Dang, girl.
Yeah.
Are you all right? So Tremaine, so I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this conversation. Obviously, you know, we've had you talk with the OGs before, and you've done some things in our Facebook community. But what do you have going on right now for people who are like, oh my gosh, this was the interview? I know I be telling y'all that this time next year, guest up here it's giving. So how do people stay connected to you? Like, what you got going on, and then how do they stay connected to you?
Yeah. So I have a program. It's called the Breakthrough Program. That's my thing. I'm always looking for like words that symbolize action and next level, right? But the Breakthrough Program is for folks who are in that beginning stage that are like, I got to do something different. And I need to be around people who are doing something different and also get education. So we meet weekly, live, virtually. So people can be anywhere and tune in. But it's just that reinforcement of, hey, did you do your budget? Are you sticking to the budget? What are you listening to? This is what's going on in the stock market. All of that kind of good stuff. So it's always top of mind. Because if we're not on it, it'll slip back, and we'll find ourselves falling back to those same patterns. So that's the program that we have right now. It's one of my favorite ways to serve because you can see real-time transformation with people, and I love that about what I do. So if folks are trying to get connected, I'm like Visa, everywhere you want to be, all social media platforms, Tremaine Wills, and we can get connected that way.
Yay. Okay, friends. So before you leave, give us some tangibles, right? We are trying to level up our lives by this time next year. I believe that this segment is obviously very inspirational for anybody who wants to level up their purse, their wallet by this time next year, particularly maybe with investing. This time next year, what's a realistic, like how realistic? Let me see. How can I say this? Because it ain't on the teleprompter, so we're gonna figure this one out. Because the question that I want to ask is like, what's a realistic goal to make by this time next year, and then where do we start to get us there?
Yeah. So it depends, right? But I think for everybody, you got to have some financial structure. There has to be a roadmap that you're following, so you can kind of check down the list and be like, okay, I'm better than I was last week, last month, last quarter, so that next year we're not having the same conversation. So for anybody who's trying to decide what to do, first thing I would do is I need to identify, like, what do I actually want from life? Because that's going to help you create the budget. If you decide that you want to travel more, then in that budget, there should be a line item for travel. Want to put your kids in private school? Make sure there's a line item for private school. So deciding how you want to spend the money is probably priority number 1. Then the next thing is creating a budget. And then after the budget's done, you should check to see how much money's left over. Okay? And then with the money that's left over, investing is probably a good idea. So, and if you see it's not a lot, friend, you need to make some more money.
And I remember you told me that one time too. I was like, well, maybe if I cut this out, you like, Why are you cutting stuff out? Why are you not thinking of ways to bring more in? And so that was my this time next year goal 2 years ago. Like, I got to make some more money. So by this time next year, this is where I want to be, because I do want to invest. I do want to travel. I want to give some experiences to my kids. And, I got expensive taste. I don't like to do things. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, did it give? What do you think about today's episode? Please let us know about this segment. Tremaine, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Those of you all who are joining our This Time Next Year community, you will definitely see more Tremaine. We're going to bring you back on the show for sure to just help us grow. Like, we got to level up. Every part of this, we got to level up. But I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you've done for me. And thank you for joining us on today. Don't leave, though, because right after the break, there's more laughing in the morning. I am going to make sure that Tremaine sticks around. You going to dance with us at the credits? We dancing the credits around here. It's More Laughing in the Morning show. We'll be right back. And that's a wrap on today's episode of More Laughing in the Morning. Remember, we have to wrap here, but you can keep laughing and thriving with us in our This Time Next Year community. And we're locked in over there, taking our accountability to the next level. Please visit us online so that you can learn more and join the group. As for today's episode, I had fun with you all this morning. We kicked off things with the wake up and laugh monologue about what? Yes, there is a stupid thing. Wait a minute. Listen to me. I should read the teleprompter. There is a such thing as a stupid question. There's also a such thing as reading your stuff wrong. But it's okay. Listen, we know it's true, right? And then what do? Oh, a coffee talk. We got real about the importance of investing in relationships. Shout out to Mr. Willis. Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about the people that we grow with. So remember that, y'all. All right. And speaking of wealth, thanks again for Tremaine Wills, the gems that she dropped about making smart financial decisions. We appreciate you, Tremaine. Thank you for coming back. Listen, this time next year, we're all about growth, not regret. So we got to make sure we're getting our money together. Okay. Big love to our title sponsor, Virginia Wesleyan, for making this space possible. My More Laughing OGs, the original gigglers, thanks for showing up and showing love. And to Skyford production crew, thank you for keeping everything running smoothly as always. All right, y'all, so now let's go. Let's go invest in relationships. Let's make smart money moves. And most importantly, let's keep laughing. Today is going to be a great day, y'all, okay? Have some patience. And see you all every weekday for more laughing in the morning. Toodles, cue the music. Huh, huh, huh.
Searching for higher education, a supportive network, and a place to make lifelong friendships? Say hello to Virginia Wesleyan University in Virginia Beach. Virginia Wesleyan is a must-see. To schedule a campus tour, go to vwu.edu/explore.
See how this Virginia Natural Gas customer saved energy and money in her home. She insulated her hot water pipes.
And that's a wrap.
Then she changed her air filters.
And put more change in my pocket.
There's lots of ways to make your home more energy efficient. Take your free energy audit today at virginianaturalgas.com.